Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back. Today I've got a really short video for you guys, and I want to showcase a unique that I think is highly underrated, and it is the Sekama's Resolve Ring. And I believe this drops from the final boss of the Sekama Trials, and you have to use a relic to be able to drop it. So not a lot of people are running that relic right now because it's pretty low value. A good ring with good stats sells for like roughly 1 divine, but then you can corrupt them and hope to get a nice implicit like this. And the reason why this ring is so underrated is because it allows you to get stats that you normally cannot get in the ring slot. It gives you a jewel socket, and it can be either emerald, sapphire, or ruby. And then based on which jewel socket it's giving you, it's also going to give you the appropriate resistance. So it says here, this is an emerald one. Lightning resistance is unaffected by area penalties. And a lot of people just read over that and they don't know what the hell that means, and they just think, oh, this ring's not that great. It's just a bit of rarity and a bit of attributes. But actually, the area penalties is the negative resistances that you build up as you go through the campaign. And by the time you get to the end game, you have minus 60 to all your resistances. And so basically, by having this ring, I'm getting 60 lightning res. And if I was to use 2 of them, I could have one with 60 lightning res and maybe a sapphire one that gives me 60 cold res, or maybe a ruby one that gives me 60 fire res. So you can actually get a lot of resistances from these rings. And then beyond that, I mean, rarity and all attributes are just good stats to have overall. And because a lot of people are not willing to risk gambling on corrupting their like really good breach rings, it's pretty easy to try and go for like a nice implicit like this crit damage one, which is a stat that is kind of harder to get and is really powerful on a crit build like mine. So getting a nice Sekama's ring like this with a decent rarity roll, add some quality on it to get more attributes, and then getting a implicit with like crit damage or int or whatever is good for your build is really, really powerful. And those stats, including the crit damage, will then be multiplied by your ingenuity belt. So normally you don't get crit damage on rare rings, so that's a stat that you're going to be able to get here to get multiplied. And then the real reason for using this is not just the base stats. The base stats are not bad, but it's because you can use a jewel. And jewels have stats that you cannot get on rings normally. So you can get like crit chance, crit damage. If you're playing a minion build, for example, these normal breach rings here, they can give you like flat damage and stuff, but that's not going to apply to your minions. That's only on attacks. And you get like random, attributes, res, maybe some rarity. But on a jewel, you can get a jewel like for a minion build with like 4 different minion stats, and then put that on your character, and now you're buffing up all your minions with your ring slot. So there's a lot of interesting stats you can get only on jewels, but not on rings. And this is a way you can, get more of them. So it's basically adding another jewel socket to your build. And for a build like mine, I'm a crit build, and I use Quiver Effect, and Quiver Effect is very, very important at scaling my damage. Just getting 1 more jewel like this that gives me crit damage and Quiver Effect is a huge damage increase. And here's my old ring. This is a very good ring. This is like a many, many divine ring. I don't know, it's like over 50 divines. But it has a pretty good cold roll tier 7 and a pretty good fizz roll tier 6. So you'd think, and it gives int, and int is more damage here with the Hand of Wisdom in action. So you'd think that this ring is like a high damage ring. Well, if I put this ring on, I go to 368, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty good ring. It's jumping my damage up by like 50-something thousand, 55,000. But then look what happens when I take my my jewel here in my Sekama's ring and equip it. I jump up to 393. So a good jewel is always going to be able to outperform a good breach ring, especially in a build like this where the quiver effect is so valuable. And for like minion builds, minion rolls are going to be super valuable. So it depends on the build. Not every build is going to want to use one of these, but for the majority of builds out there that have high value jewels, it is going to be an upgrade over a breach ring. So instead of going out and spending like, I don't know, 50, 100, whatever divines on some insane like mirror tier breach ring, all you got to do is buy one of these Sekama rings. You can buy the good one for like 1 divine, corrupt a few of them, try to hit, a decent implicit like I've got crit damage here, and then throw your best jewel in there. And boom, you've got a better ring than like some of the best breach rings in the game can hope to be. So hope this video helps you guys out. And yeah, this unique is super underrated. Make sure to go and grab one now before the prices go up. And hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.